Me
Wow.
either. I didn't have a Nintendo until I was in college.
Wow.
Yeah, I had an Atari and I had a Sinclair and a Commodore, a TRS-80, but I didn't actually have a console of any usefulness until college. I mean, granted, when I was going in college is when the Nintendo came out, but
Yeah, I grew up with an Intellivision. That was
those were
fun.
Yeah,
cool.
I
yeah,
liked
that's it,
Intellivision.
though.
Nice.
Welcome, guests, to the 8-Bit Hour, as a bunch of curmudgeons talk about the old tech that we grew up with.
I'm older than I look.
I'm definitely
Older
older
than
than I
he
look.
looks as well.
The people that so my part-time job working at an antique shop, the people I work for are much younger than me, and they keep forgetting how old I am. I look like a white boy, but I've got more Asian in me than anything, so my skin just doesn't wrinkle. And they're always astonished. They're like, "Hey, Bert, your birthday is coming up next month." I was like, "Yeah, what are you going to be? Like 38, 39, 55?"
You're the same age as my boss. You're a child.
Yeah. Uh, all right. Well, I guess we're doing a game tonight. I guess Bloody Appalachia. We kind of it wasn't a cliffhanger. You guys got away safely last time we played, and of course, the consensus answer to getting away safely from a horrible situation is to plunge into a possibly another horrible situation.
Party episode.
Exactly.
Woo!
Yeah, you're going to go to a 1980s style rave. Really, it's just a party with loud music. Yeah. But again, back to Bloody Appalachia. Uses the Survive This system put out by Bloat Games. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. And let us get back to the game. In the driver's seat, I assume you're driving the newly non-wrecked Jeep.
Yes.
Okay. So, Bill, tell us the character who's behind the wheel right now.
Well, I am playing Chad Blutarski. You might know my brother. Most people have. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes not. But yeah, I'm. We've just been through some pretty wild shit, and I'm still kind of processing it.
Oh, well, two things. One, you got to use parkour last time.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, very good use of that. And people might know your brother because he's on another very small cable access show called Saturday Night Live, I think, at around this time.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Yeah, sure enough. So who's riding shotgun in the Jeep right now?
I think that's me.
All right. Dion,
'Cause I
tell us who
was-
you're playing.
Yeah.
I'm fake news. I am the final girl. And, the femme fatale of the group, I guess. But it's the 80s, except I just look really rough.
Yeah, so like you're the hot girl of the group, but since it's the 80s, you look like you're 40 when you're like
Yeah.
in your 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is because you smoke a
Yeah.
lot.
A lot. While also jogging.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because you have to have some fitness in there.
Mhm.
Yeah. In the back of the Jeep, I may not have told when your Jeep, excuse me, when your Jeep was revitalized to be in somewhat running condition, the cloth rag top was pretty much destroyed. So you have a hard top now. It can still be removed, but it's a hard top. So those of you in the back, since it is a colder night, are perfectly fine now because, hey, less drafty in a hard top. So, Richard, why don't you tell us all about the professor?
Hi, I'm Richard, and Professor Dunhill, that's just his name, he's not actually a professor, is, he can get what you want, whatever it is, and at the moment what he wants is to know what the magical thing that was inscribed upon his head will do to him.
Yeah.
As he participated in the ritual.
Something was traced on your forehead in blood. Sure enough.
It's not there now. There's no blood there. There was no blood when I checked.
I
must have got lucky.
In sharing the back seat with you are two figures, but only one you can actually see. Jameis, tell us about the director who's now in a conversation with your buddy, who you just, you don't
I
think that it's
thought he,
odd that he's there. He's just
I thought he
there.
was stuck in the hotel.
Well, yeah, but he's here in the back with you. He's chain smoking, and he's kind of like, well, now that was some shit.
Yeah. I was on trial. I'm the cameraman here trying to film something, and the thing we just filmed was some ritual or another, and we got away with a whole bunch of cameras, which are now good. They're my cameras now.
Yeah.
And yeah, my FBI buddy is telling me apparently that some weird shit that happened. I'm like, well, no, we just saw some guys dancing around. Bit of a haze in the distance, didn't see much.
Yeah. To everyone else, he's just talking to himself, by the way. Just talking to himself. Maybe it's a director thing.
Fake News literally is just looking over her shoulder at him talking to himself for a minute, because she's like been the one that's like noticing more and more. Like, are you good?
Yeah.
I'm kidding,
so
I didn't hear the question.
you guys are headed down to the abandoned factory. Although you had picked up some local talk that there have been some heavy machinery, as in like earth movers and large trucks going back and forth there relatively recently. But as you drive through the night, getting back to Bludworth Hollow, because you were over in Aviation Hill, well, out in the forest, kind of not even halfway towards Bloodworth, kind of like, I don't know, quarter of the way. But yeah, jetting down the interstate in your Jeep. There's no one else on the road this late hour, because it's a bit after midnight. And yeah, you pull off onto the gravel road. It used to be a gravel road. It's mostly just a dirt road now, as it hasn't been maintained in a while. And you get to a chain link fence that surrounds the perimeter of the old factory. And already there's several vehicles parked outside, and you can tell that while there is a chain around the fence, the padlock is just it's opened. Someone just draped the chain around it to make it look like it was still there. But the dead giveaway of several parked cars on the outside yeah. Anyway, so you come up to the fence. There are a few teens kind of hanging around, some of them already drunk and getting into the cars and heading home, but you can actually hear the very loud music that is coming from the factory just down this driveway, across a small parking lot. And it looks like the reason why they didn't park the cars there is because, well, there's a lot of pallets of stuff in that parking lot, all taped up, covered up, or even boxed up. But from the factory, you hear, it looks like they've got live bands playing. It's not just radios. All right. So there are several drunk teenagers, or maybe even early 20-year-olds, getting into cars. Some of them look fine. Some of them look very drunk. No one's really paying you guys any attention at all.
Probably too late, everyone's leaving.
No, I'm sure we're just in time. I'm sure it will all be a good night from here on out.
Yeah, Sherry said it should be going all way late, so they're probably still going.
And I think we can totally ignore the massacre that just happened out in the woods. I mean, these people probably don't know about it. They don't need to.
Well, as I said before, I'm sure it is thinning out the number of drama students, etc., culling the herd, making the best rise to the top. Yeah, that's how it works. You know, if you've got good acting ability, you can survive. And that's why Fake News here is our face, right?
Sure. You know, these things just happen.
Exactly.
It's a little known fact about drama school and colleges is the occult rituals that you have to survive to graduate. Very small known fact.
Remind me to tell you off stream a story regarding that, because I have a story.
See? Verified. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So no, still looks like there's a fair number of cars parked here, and many of the cars look like they had more than one passenger, just casually looking through the windows, or several jackets, like a more than one person. The folks that are taking off a little early, and again, early is relative. It's past midnight.
Oh, let's go see what's going on here. I could do with a drink. Yeah.
All right. You go up to the gate, unwind the chain. Everyone goes through. Short little walk up to the.
Is there a padlock?
It is, but it's opened. It's just kind of swinging open. It's one of the old master locks, so the lock is just it's opened and twisted.
I'm sure
I'm
it'll be
not
fine.
bringing a camera with me. I'm just leaving it all in the car, and I'm sure it will be perfectly fine. It's just a rave, nothing to photograph. Yeah.
Okay. So you head up, and as you're getting closer, it's definitely a live band that's playing. It's a ripping version of some Dio hits right now, and there's a woman singing quite well, actually.
Is it Sherry?
You peek through the windows, and it is. She's on stage wailing. Her voice is incredibly powerful, and just as you walk in, you catch the refrains. They kind of zips right through your mind there, Professor, because of the conversation you had. She's singing out the lines. The only way to really stay is to walk right out the door.
All right.
Rousing applause as she just dives into the crowd of bodies, and they kind of just body surf her over to a bar that's been set up, several empty kegs, and somebody's even got some bottles of booze out and is playing bartender. As the next person takes the stage, and this time punk rock.
Hell
Clash,
yeah.
London Calling. Yeah.
My destination's the bar.
Yeah, it is
I'm gonna
loud.
really
It's
drink.
loud to the
Yeah.
point where you have to be screaming into someone's ear to be understood. Head over to the bar, and they've got the classic red Solo cups, and there's a tip jar there that says $5 a cup.
$5 a cup in the 80s. Really?
Yeah, so this was the if anyone ever went to college in a country where the drinking age was substantially lower than maybe you were going to college, the supposed way you got away from being arrested by police is you're not selling alcohol, officer. They just bought that red Solo cup for $5.
Right.
That doesn't work, but. Yeah. So, Professor, you walk up, you shake your head at the $5. The guy behind the bar shouts at you. It's like, it's for all you could drink, includes the liquor.
I'd plop $5 down.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I'll probably plop $10 down so I can get 2 cups.
He gives you 2 cups. You can double fist it.
All right.
It points to the beer where people are just helping themselves. He's got several bottles of booze just lined up. You can help yourself to that too. He's just apparently responsible for removing the empty and putting a full on the counter.
Well, whatever's closest is mine for right now. I just need a drink.
Sure.
Just something to, take the edge off of everything we've seen there. It was perfectly fine, and it was great and everything. But still need something. Just to
okay. Yeah.
I would use different words to describe it.
Everyone loads up. Well, actually, is anyone not drinking? Let's start with that. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna have a cigarette.
Okay. There are several folks around smoking cannabis cigarettes as well. But yeah, the place has got that smell of a lot of hot bodies. It's got like the sweat, alcohol, cigarette smoke everywhere. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hot boxing.
Yeah, but other than everything seems perfectly normal here, and the ages do range. There's some really young-looking kids in here. You figure they're in their early teens, upwards of people that are probably in their late 20s. And you do see some faces that you saw in the lunchroom when you went over to the high school. So you do see the proud Levi jacket-wearing punks that have all their battle suits of all their bands stitched onto the jackets. You see the cheerleaders here. It's just a mix, and everyone's actually getting along. Like the cliques seem to just dissolve once the alcohol and the music gets going. The second band, not as good,
Aw,
but it is punk music, so it's hard to tell.
it's fair. You said Sherry went over to the bar?
Yeah, she got just foisted across the crowd as she's doing the Jesus pose with her arms out as everyone floated her to the bar, and she grabs a solo cup that's handed to her, fills it up with beer, smiles at everybody, and kind of in a gravelly voice. It sounds like she'd been singing for a while, and her voice is a little played out. She's like, "I'm glad everybody can make it."
I followed everybody over to the bar at least, so I kind of see her, and I'm like, great job, we caught the end of it.
Yep. She's definitely all made up. Like she normally is quite stylish, but extra attempt tonight. Very dramatic makeup on. Got that mix between punker and hard rock thing going on. Big elevator shoes, so she's like a good half a foot taller than she normally is. Yeah, so next up is let's see what was really big at the time when I was going to. Oh, somebody comes up with a guitar and starts into gives a little dedication to Stevie Ray Vaughan, and starts into a guitar with some southern rock, and some people the crowd responds to that, and that's the cue for other folks to kind of go and hit the bar. Everything is pretty freaking normal.
Good.
Yep.
Can I just look around and see what sort of mix of people we've got here? Is it just the students, or is it students and people from? Well, I
It
guess
seems
there's
like
people
it's
from down at
all
Sherry's
student
here.
age, like from college down to like I would say even probably some middle schoolers here too, honestly. Because in a town kind of like this small, there's not a lot else to do. So yeah, your pre-high schoolers actually end up at these things too.
Okay, so it is a mix.
Yeah, it's a
And
mix.
there's
It's a pretty
locals
good
there
mix.
as well. So
But yeah,
mostly
you don't
students,
see anybody like over the age of 30. Like you just yeah.
I had to look around. I'm not sure how old we are. I've forgotten. I'll look around.
I'm 27.
Okay, so not quite.
I'm just gonna,
You just look 40.
yeah, I'm merging in with a group of smokers in a corner somewhere, and I'm just wallflowering
You
with
also look
them.
40. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we've been friends since high school. Nobody would know. I'm just
right.
blending in.
Yeah, it's actually the cheer squad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they've all got their Virginia Slim cigarettes out, and they're already starting it on the gossip. And they were oddly, well, maybe not oddly, but they were called the professor in the lunchroom. But yeah, they're pretty like, come on in, hun. They
Oh,
pass
thank
around a
God.
packet of Virginia Slims, and they're just
Oh,
talking
me
about like,
too.
yeah, it's like,
I got menthol. Is that a thing yet?
yeah, oh yeah.
I got menthol Virginias.
I think we're a couple of years out from cloves being really popular.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They're talking about who's going to show up tonight. It's kind of an open mic. There are some kids that want to be rock stars or just good singers or play instruments, and they can take the stage. And if nobody feels like they want to come up, they just turn the music on. But apparently tonight has drawn out a whole bunch of folks that want to get up on the stage.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those of you that are drinking alcohol, given that the air is also like completely tainted with marijuana smoke, mixed with the alcohol, you're starting to come down a little bit from all the adrenaline from last episode. Maybe not feeling quite so frightened anymore. Maybe not. Let's see, Lars, you look over to the crowd and your FBI buddy is just dancing with the rest of the group. Apparently he digs Southern rock.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was planning on doing, is just getting a couple of sips and then just go down.
Person on the stage winds down, and of course a bunch of the more FAA, the Future Farmers of America crowd, pull out their big lighters and start yelling, "Freebird!" And the guy goes into some Leonard Skinner next. Yep. All right. Why don't everybody go ahead and give me a perception/notice roll? It's one of those that's not a skill. It's I have a sheet up here. You'll have points in it, and it's based off of wisdom.
It's spot? Okay,
Spot.
cool.
Yep.
Perfect. I get a +2 to this, whatever this is. Did I do it?
Yeah, you did really well.
Nice. Okay. So I got Jameis, got Dion, Dunhill.
Hell yeah.
Dunhill, actually, I think you said you grabbed the closest thing, so it was probably just bourbon, just straight bourbon. And you get a refill, and you are feeling it's centering you down a little bit, it's calming you down a little bit, but you're kind of just fixated on getting alcohol into you right now.
Oh yeah.
Bill, same thing. You're also medicating and just not paying a lot of attention around you.
Yep.
Lars and fake news. You're taking in the surroundings. It's like, for a factory that's supposedly derelict or turned down, you're wondering at the fact that, well, the stage lighting is actually gantry lighting from the factory that they're using. The factory still has power. You look at the lines to the restrooms. Apparently, the factory still has running water because people are using the restrooms. Oh, you hope there's running water with the number of people that are coming out of the restrooms.
Yeah.
The factory floor itself, though, does seem to be devoid of any equipment, although you see the rough bolts on the floor where equipment's been, I would say, recently removed, because you can still see where the floors are much dirtier than where the equipment was standing, and it's not had time to dirty up.
I mean, we know that guy was coming here to do guarding or removing or something, so it probably makes sense that in the head you go, oh yeah, they'll probably switch the stuff back on while they're currently disassembling stuff.
Yep. Speaking of that, Lars, fake with you getting a 19, you notice that there's kind of like a catwalk fairly high up, like where someone would use to reach the factory floodlights or to open up the windows at the top of the factory to vent out heat. And somebody in a guard uniform is just kind of sitting up there. He's got like a folding table and a small folding chair. He seems to just be playing solitaire. Every once in a while, he looks at his watch. He's smoking a cigarette. And he's got a bottle of Jack on the table.
Is there a way up to the catwalk?
With that 19, yes. You see there's a flat ladder on a wall that's got kind of like that round cage around it, right? And it would normally have like a safety bar across the bottom so that you couldn't get in unless you had to keep it. It's opened. That looks how you get up there.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Climb up. The guard kind of sees you come up. He's about to say something and then takes another look at you and kind of stands up. And he's got a kind of a gut, but he's got a very clean guard uniform on. It looks like it's some kind of personal security group. You can see kind of like a patch on, and he kind of puts his wispy hair back, puts his hat on, kind of straightens himself up. He's like, "Oh, hello, ma'am."
Ah, sorry, I came up here to get above the loveless smoke and get a little bit of air. You
He
got a
kind of
light?
points
And
where he's opened up some of the windows at the top. He's like, "Yeah, I got to make sure all that stuff vents out."
Yeah,
He comes
you-
over, he gets his Zippo out, sparks a light for you.
Thanks, sugar. So, are you like the lookout, or are you just here to make sure they get out by a certain time? What? Couldn't help but notice you up here.
Oh, you're not a local, I guess.
Well, for like this winter, I am.
No. My security firm is kind of hired to keep these folks out usually. But some of their parents are kind of influential in the town, and their parents kind of pay me to look. Well, I'm not going to say look the other way. I'm still doing my job, ma'am. I'm supposed to look out for their safety, make sure nobody drinks too much, no too much excitement goes on.
I look around and I point at the bottle of Jack. So,
Oh yeah. He kind of pulls out a solo cup, pours you a shot. You notice that there's also some textbooks laying near him, like maybe he's taking some night classes. There's books on physics, mathematics.
do you go over to Aviation Hill?
Oh yeah. I take some day courses there. Trying to
Oh.
finish my degree, engineering.
Engineering. Oh, are you the one that set up the technical stuff here for them, or?
Oh yeah. Check this out. He goes,
Yeah.
this box. It's got a whole bunch of like dials on it. And you can tell this is like kind of just bashed together. He pushes one, and like the gel lights turn on, and there's green light coming down, and people on the floor like, yeah. And you start hearing them chanting, "Smoke, smoke, smoke!" And he pushes another button, and like there's like some dry ice cannons down there, and smoke starts filling the stage.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Okay. You know how to party.
Oh yeah. I'm just doing this gig to pay my way through school. Couldn't do it when I was young, military, and when I got back, there's just not a lot of work around here. And this just helps pay the bills, go to college when I can. I'll get my degree in a few years.
Nice. Cool. You just chill with him for a little bit up there.
Yeah, so like, it's like, what's your name? And like, yeah, so you guys,
Yeah.
little bit of small talk. So
Start
yeah, he was
shooting the shit.
he's a CB in the Navy, did a lot of construction, and so he wanted to get his engineering degree afterwards. Yeah, this all comes out. He's affable. It's not. He's got one of them dad bods where like he used to be in great shape, but no real reason to maintain it. You figure he's older than you, but not by much. Right. So meanwhile, an emo group takes the stage, and you are all treated to the wrist slashing sounds of Joy Division.
Joy Division.
Jesus, man.
Call back to Bert's greatest hits in the 80s.
Oh no.
Well, can't we at least get an appearance by like Right Said Fred or something?
Too upbeat for this crowd, man. Well, you know what? Actually, you brought it up. So it is kind of interesting, you think, and it would make sense that Chad might have this thought that all the music that's been playing is pretty nihilistic. It's all about struggle, strife, or dealing with that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do people seem to be happy here? Or
Yeah, actually, everybody, again, you've got the various different cliques that you would find in high school, and they're mingling. Everybody seems to be having a pretty good time. There's nobody stupidly drunk either, which is also kind of odd, although that might be you. You might be the stupidly drunk person.
Probably.
Someone has to do that, and Chad will do that if he has to.
Yeah. So what's everybody doing? Just kind of enjoying the vibe? Yeah, you are coming down a bit from what happened. And it's even gotten to the point where it's just kind of surreal. You're really not sure it really happened at all. It's like you're starting to lose detail. It's like, did I really see a creature or did I just see a bunch of shadow?
I never saw a creature in the first place. So.
Mhm. Well, those of you that did, yeah. So the memory is starting to get a little fuzzy. Like you definitely know something happened, but now you're questioning yourself if there was actually anything like supernatural really going on or not.
Even me, who's not really
Yeah.
imbibing. Okay.
Yeah, because you're spending some time talking to Doug.
Yeah.
Maybe you're talking about what you're in town for, and the question would come around to, oh, well, have you found anything? I hear that there's all kinds of tales, and maybe you start thinking back to what just happened, and again, it's getting a little hazy in your head.
I mean, yeah, we went to like this ritual that people wanted to do in the woods, but it wasn't really anything too spectacular, I guess.
Oh, those Baptists again?
No, bunch of students that were, fascinated about like occult stuff, a club.
Not the Baptists.
No, the other cult.
Okay.
Yeah. Drama kids.
So the very skinny, pale-skinned person that is making everybody very depressed on stage now is starting to do like a call and response to the crowd, and it's a little odd. It starts off being quite normal, but then the words seem to be, well, it's not English. And the crowd seems to be kind of actually, those of you that are in the crowd, not fake nurse, and who's fake news. Fake nurse is your sister. She's doing a 10-year stretch in Leavenworth right now.
Yeah, we don't talk about fake nurse. There's some whole malpractice thing.
Yeah. So everybody on the floor, maybe a save versus magic, actually.
Again?
All right, here we go.
Of course, the person with the highest save against magic doesn't have to save against magic.
Yeah, Vertagen.
Yep. I'm
That was good.
Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank.
Jameis?
No,
You got some
Vertagen.
good you're feeling actually pretty good. Like not a worry in the world. You just went out to do some filming of some weird drama kid ritual. You got some good footage to it that you're pretty proud of. Nothing odd happened at all as far as you're concerned. The two of you that are still on the floor are starting to really question. It's like when you go to remember specific things, like did I dream that earlier today, or did that just happen? Probably I'm gonna say Chad, since you did all that parkour thing, it's like you're really starting to doubt yourself, but then you look down at your shoes and you see where your sneakers are torn up and your pant legs are kind of bloody from getting shredded in the ankles a little bit. Like, no, that was real.
And we've come from a massacre ritual out in the woods to a rave.
Mhm.
And now everybody's starting to chant.
Yeah. The chanting is almost eerily very syncopated, very together. Like everybody seems to be in exactly the right rhythm, and then they start doing like a stomping and a hand clapping thing. And this is fake news at the top. This is where you definitely notice it because, like, wow, that's really in rhythm.
I kind of mentioned it to the guy. I'm like, wow, do they practice this? This is like on.
He seems to be really intrigued. He looks down too. It's like, no, that's really odd. He kind of points out to like all the smoke and the haze from the cigarette smoke and the pot. It's like a routine. Like everyone is exactly in in rhythm with each other. The person on stage is, stamping it out, clapping, and they're matching this person exactly.
I would like to do a knowledge paranormal.
Sure.
We're going to say
I
Well,
get
without the roll, you can make the roll.
okay.
But with the roll, do you have a cult?
Yeah, I have occult and paranormal. Yeah.
Mm, roll either one.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
the same score. I'm gonna no, I refuse. I'm gonna roll my first survival of the day with advantage. Bop bop. Well, I got an 11.
Okay. Well, the whole call and response thing used a lot in rock actually does have some occult roots to it. It is like getting people into kind of like trance-like state. It's a well-known documented effect that happens. But with an 11, you're not picking up on any specifically, like you're not even sure what the language is this person is
Mhm.
speaking, but
Mhm.
everyone doesn't have any problems speaking it back to them.
Yeah,
You're
that's the
really
weird
intently
part.
focused on this, and one of the things that you notice is again the crowd seems to be swaying together. It's like almost in lockstep. Even your friends are kind of, except for two of them, they're just kind of like the two rocks in this ocean of everyone moving around them together. Um,
Um, is there a place in the catwalk that's above the singer on the stage?
yes.
I'm gonna pour a little more of the Jack into my cup and just wander above the singer,
Okay.
and
You
then
get to a point above the singer,
mhm,
and it's almost like so like one moment there's this kind of lanky teen guy, very pale on the stage. The next, it's still kind of a lanky person, but the limbs are really long and they look really skinny, and it looks up at you as you're above it, and all you see is red eyes. There's an impression of a face, there's an impression of hair, but all you really see are these two red eyes and then a smile, a very toothy, shark-like smile.
I kinda hold the red Solo cup to him in a toast and just take the shot real quick and just these things happen, and just keep watching, kinda give a little wave after the
Mm,
shot.
okay. Let's go ahead and I think this would, you know what? No, you're drinking. I would normally call for a terror check, but in this case, I think you've drank enough that you're
2
kinda numb
shots?
to it. Well, that and you've been inhaling a lot of weed.
Oh, fair, yeah, okay, okay.
So you do that, and the person on stage just kinda nods.
And I kinda just casually walk back to the guy, and I'm like, "That's not
He's
one of the
staring out into
locals,
the
is it?"
crowd, and he's like, "Man, that's really weird."
I point to the guy singing, I'm like, "That's not a local."
That kid? No, he's here. Most of the time these things go on.
At these events?
Yeah.
But do you ever see them in town?
Well, I don't really live in town. I live in Aviation Hill.
Oh, okay, okay. There's something different about that one.
Well, he's got a bad taste in music, but not a half bad voice.
Mhm, mhm.
Anyway, not my business. As long as nothing's hurting anyone down there, it's all good.
Hope not. How good are you with that gun?
He doesn't have a gun.
That was my hope.
Yeah.
He just goes, "What gun?" I'm like,
Yeah. Actually, he reaches down like he is actually very accustomed to having a gun. He's like, "Oh, no gun. No, I'm not allowed to," because most of the trespassers are kids, right? And we don't want
"Mm,
any accidents with a gun.
okay. You a good shot?
Very much so, yes.
Okay. Alright."
We're in the worst part of America. Come on, get a gun. If you can't shoot a 5-year-old with a toy pistol, what the hell are we coming to?
All right. Well, while this is all going on, I wanted to know if I could identify the language that was being torn, call response
Okay.
sung out.
Do you have any knowledge skills in various languages
I
or?
don't know how I have the language skill, but that
Yep,
allows
good
me to
enough.
speak multiple languages.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that would imply that you know more than your base language and have studied languages.
Yeah.
So just give me a D20 roll, add your int mod, and if you've got points in languages, you can add them to it.
I got.
Do you know Proto-Sumerian?
I have like 6 points in languages because of stuff.
Oh, do you have a
So-
background in religion by any chance? Like a knowledge
no,
skill
not in
for
the slightest.
Okay.
Nah. The only religion I know is me. Man, that is a horrible roll.
Hey, that's not bad actually.
With a 5. I mean,
Um,
the die turned up.
It sounds like well, it's definitely a language that you've heard. Maybe did you ever go to school? Like, were you ever in college? I would assume you have some formal of education.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking like early Judeo-Christian Coptics, like one of the early languages in that area of the world. Like there are some things that you recognize.
All right. Well, I got no idea what to do with that information, but yeah, sure.
Mhm.
I feel better knowing
Yeah.
it's something.
It's not some bizarre alien language that no
mean-
human ears have heard before. No, it's quite a human language, just an older one.
Good to know. I'm going to try and get some of the people around me to sway out of step.
Describe how you do that.
Just when they are trying to go left, I'm swaying right, and I'm trying to like physically force them to do
Okay,
that. As I go
that's
there.
easy to do. Once you get your test guinea pig off kilter and he's not able to sway when he is supposed to sway, he kind of blinks a few times and then he like grabs his stomach, turns around and just vomits. And then after a little bit, he's just like, "Oh man, I need to get home." And he kind of just grabs your shoulder for a second for support, and then just kind of wanders out of the circle. He looks fatigued.
Okay. If Chad's around,
Yeah.
What is
then-
Chad doing? Let's
yeah.
let's pause for a second. While all this is going on, what are you doing, Chad?
I'm starting to get more nervous, so I've switched from beer to Southern Comfort,
Mm-hmm.
and I've probably just tried to get a bottle, and I'm sitting there sipping on it, trying to calm down a little bit.
Sherry's just got a bottle of wild turkey. She's just up against the bar with you, like she's not.
We're trading shots, yeah.
She's not part of this bizarre conga line at all. She's just hanging back here with you, chilling, cigarette, bottle of wild turkey.
Well, yeah. I'm not doing much. I'm just drinking.
Yeah, she looks over to you, and she's like, "Huh? So what happened tonight?"
I don't know.
Hard to remember, or you just don't want to talk?
Yeah, we went out to there was some kind of weird thing the drama kids were doing out in the woods, and I think something might have happened there, but I'm not sure. We left pretty quick, and now we're here, and things are just starting to seem weird. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. She kind of pats you. It's like, okay,
Is
still
this
good.
is this like this music, this whole scene? Is this pretty common? This happens here a lot.
Call it pressure release. There's a lot of bad things that go around here, and if you keep thinking about it, and you keep worrying about it,
There's a mistake.
it just gets worse. So these little things, it's like the way it's how this land lets you live here without being in constant fear.
Yeah, I can see that.
I haven't figured out what he is yet, and she points to the stage. It's pretty harmless. I mean, he's taking a little bit from everybody. Everybody's going to go home. They're going to be drunk and hungover and probably fatigued for the next couple of days.
Who
He's
is that?
taking.
Who are we talking about?
She's pointing to the person on the stage, just leading everybody in this chanting.
I wonder what he'd do if I threw something at him.
Try it.
I chucked the bottle.
See, I was gonna dump my drink on him until he looked at me, and I'm like, nope.
Go ahead and make me a ranged attack roll. So D20 plus Dex modifiers. If you got any particular bonuses for throwing things, not shooting things, but throwing things.
I don't have any.
Actually, you know what? You can make an athletics check with this. Since you're chucking a bottle, you can make an athletics check if you've got that.
I don't. It'd probably be easy just to. It's a +3 because I've got a good dex.
Yeah.
So 15.
All right, on target, and the person that's catches the bottle and kind of like gives you like a cheers motion, takes a big swig of it, lays it down on the stage. But that does cause him to end the singing, and so everybody starts to come out of the fog, and a lot of people in the crowd are like suddenly get very violently ill and start upchucking. Others just kind of like swoon for a moment. And Professor, you're seeing this too. Fake. Lars, why don't you give? Well, no, that's all right. You just feel like it's been a long day, and you're just tired. Otherwise, you feel fine.
Yeah.
And so she finishes talking to you, to Chad. She's just like, yeah, I don't know what he is. Some manifestation from the land, I think. It might actually be a creature of some sort. I don't know. But he takes a little bit from the crowd, never too much. People are just tired for a few days. But more importantly, they either forget things or they get numb to things. And it lets them live here without being stuck.
It's just weird that like everybody is just acting like this is normal.
Oh, there's nothing normal about this area. I thought you figured that out by now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very noticeable.
Yeah. These mountains, this valley, it's old. And there are a lot of old things that are still alive and still get worship around here.
Wow. Weird. You ever talk to the guy?
I've tried to.
Tried to. He didn't talk back, or
I never remember.
huh. Anyway, you guys were better.
He's never harmed me. He's never harmed anyone here that I know of.
Yeah, but he's like taking stuff and he's not asking. I have a feeling in about 30 or 40 years that'll be really important.
I don't know about the not asking. It's like no one was, brought here at gunpoint. Everybody kind of knows what this is. I mean, not the particulars, but they all know what they get from it, I guess.
Well.
The professor's like, nope.
I mean, we weren't told, so
Yep.
no, that's not blatantly not true. But
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
I'm not there, so
Yeah.
Professor, you can interrupt at any time. Like, so like the trance has stopped. People are starting to break away. A lot of
they're
people, and you
I am
see them talking.
leaving the area of sickness. I don't want to be vomited on. So yeah.
Did the guy leave the
Again.
stage?
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah. It
Where's
looks
he
perfectly
going?
normal now. Yeah, he's just going into the crowd, talking to people. He bums a
Okay.
cigarette off someone.
I'm gonna kind of try and keep track of where he is. I'm gonna say goodbye to the security guard and make my way down and try to find that guy.
Okay. He's easy to find. I mean, he's got his black hair all spiked up with Aquanet. He's wearing it's kind of a leather trench coat sort of thing. He's very pale, but he's using a little bit of like mascara and makeup to make himself look paler than he really is.
I
Got that
kind
sort of
of
goth thing going on.
I put a cigarette in my mouth and I kind of look at him and I motion like, "Hey, come here."
Kind of smiles, comes over to you.
You got a light?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see what I have today. Oh, pulls out a Bic.
What color is it?
Green.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, I let him light my cigarette, and as we do, I just go, "What are you?"
Um, that's wow. I'm trying to think of how he would. It's like, I'm 21. My name's
No,
Jordan.
I saw your eyes when I was above you on the
He
stage.
looks completely normal now, by the way.
Yeah. I saw you for what you were from above. What are you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Looks a little confused.
I just was curious. That's all. There's a lot of things in this area that I don't understand. And
Oh, hey, you're from that TV show that's out here filming, right?
yeah.
Well, nice to meet you.
You as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see you around. You come to these often?
Oh, all the time. Never
Yeah.
remember a damn thing, but yeah, all the time.
Cool.
I can't remember what that's called when you get possessed by something.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's just she channels whatever the hell it is. I can't remember what that term for that person, but I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
I still have the solo cup. I still have the solo cup, and I just choose them the same.
Yeah. If I find Chad or the professor, I'm going to say I feel tired. I'm going to go sack out in the car for now.
He's got like rings under his eyes. He looks like he's pulled an all-nighter.
Yep.
So Sherry points out to the person that's on the stage, just got off the stage, and Fake was talking to. He said, "Well, he's part of the Lee family. Whatever that was on the stage isn't here anymore. I tried to talk to him about it a few times, and he never remembers anything."
That's to you, Bill. Or was that?
It could be you could be to the professor too, because he met up with.
Well, I mean, I didn't see.
Actually, I
anything
guess
weird
all
going
of
on
you are
stage.
together at this point. So
Oh, so I hear Sherry then.
yeah,
I look over at her. I go, "I saw it."
yeah. Whatever it is, I see it every time they have these. And like I was telling your friend here, it doesn't really hurt anybody. It takes something and it gives back enough to keep people sane, I guess.
I just kind of give her a look, and I just go, "These things happen."
You're getting it.
So what? I saw him, the chanting and everything that was going on. But...
Yeah, I was up on the catwalk chatting to the security guy, and saw it all go down, and kind of walked over because I thought it was weird. I was about to drop my drink on him from above, but he looked right up at me, and he didn't look the same anymore. And there were these red eyes and like a shark teeth smile, and so I just he knew I was up there, so I just toasted him and moved on.
Near as I can tell, it's like I said, it's one of the old spirits of the land, or I mean, I don't know. And honestly, I try not to look into things too much because I do want to leave this place eventually once I'm done with college.
Lars was really fucked in that regard. So
Yeah, so like kids are starting to break up. It's probably like 2 a.m. now.
Oh, I mean, we don't have to get up at any sort of specified time. We're not. There's nobody. We don't have to be anywhere or do anything. So
Hmm.
we can just leave whenever we want, or stay, or whatever. I don't know.
Is that singer guy still around?
No, he left with the crowd. If you wanted to stop him before he goes, you can.
Yeah. I'm going to stop him and just be like, hey, sorry about the bottle.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to ask you what you are because I know you're something different than you appear, but
He laughs again. It's like your friend was, you guys practice this line or something? Your
are we
friend
stuck
was.
here now?
I'm sorry.
Are we stuck here now?
You asking Sherry?
No, I'm asking the dude.
It's like I don't know what you mean.
I don't think you do, but you know where we're at. Get in touch with me if you want to talk. And I like raised the new bottle that I've acquired to him, and
He's like, yeah. You hear him talking to one of his friends. Who's the creepy guy? They walk off. Security guard comes down. Sherry runs over, jumps up, gives him a kiss on the side of the cheek, and he kind of just ruffles her hair. Good job tonight.
You're muted if you're saying stuff.
Oh, you two know each other?
This is my dad.
Oh, well, lovely to meet you. Your daughter is wonderful.
Yeah, she is.
Mhm.
She takes nothing from me. She kind of laughs a little bit, and her daughter punches him. They seem to have a pretty good relationship. Were they stingy this time? It's like, no, they actually paid pretty well this time. Oh, cool. Does that mean I'm getting that car soon? He's like, we'll see. Yeah, so like pretty much the place is emptying out. Group of kind of preppy looking guys come up, and they're like, oh, hey, is it all right if we get the cleaning crew in the morning? I think well, Doug had something going on with his family. I don't think he wants to come out tonight. It's like, yeah, as long as it gets done before noon. He's like, oh, okay, cool.
So,
And as they leave, Sherry's like, yeah, Hooper family. They always pay their debts. They're,
are they the ones that organize this?
well, it's their parents pay for this to happen. Yeah.
Old family? Been around a while?
Oh, yeah. Hoopers and Lees, they're original families.
Yeah, oh, yes, yeah. So they probably, have a better idea of whatever's going on here. Sure. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's all fine. I mean, do you have to work overnight here? Security guard man who hasn't said his name?
Oh, yeah.
It would seem odd to
here.
call you dad, but
Yeah, I'm here till noon. Lock everything up. They don't really need to call for anybody here, too far in the day. And normally I'd be gone by 9, but I guess I'm gonna have to wait for the cleanup crew to come through. And she's like, "Well, I'll have dinner ready for you." It's like, "Thanks, sweetie."
do you need a lift back to town then, Sherry? Because I mean,
Oh, I got my bike out back.
oh yeah, I suppose you had to get here somehow.
Dad steps in though. It's like, honey, if you know these folks and feel good about them, why don't you take that ride home? I don't really like you riding that death trap. She's like, Dad.
No, we don't mind. We got room in the Jeep. It's fine.
If you wouldn't mind,
I'd be honored.
Yeah, she bought this dirt bike and got it all fixed up, but I don't trust those things.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be. Chad, how many fingers am I holding up?
Couple of them.
Yeah, we'll be fine getting back. Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah, he just has some parting words to his daughter, and he basically just starts looking around and making sure everybody's left. There aren't any kids passed out in corners, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
All right. Well, hey.
It's more kids will snack off to do things in the back room with each other.
Yeah, I mean that is something he checks into as well. Although there's not much in the way of back rooms. I mean, the factory floor is the main part of the facility. There is a bathroom area, which, if you want to look in it real quick, has lockers for employees. There's showers in there. But as far as rooms, there's like only one real room, and it's got the kind of glass fronting on it. It looks like it may be like a training room or a conference room because it had like a chalkboard and whiteboard. It looks like it had like a long conference type of table, because you can see the bolt still on the ground. The table's long gone. The chairs are long gone. But this is the only room that's here. Otherwise, it's pretty much just an open floored factory.
Kids find a way.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, so Sherry's with you, and she's like, "Yeah, if you can just take me back to town, just to the hotel. I got a ride in the morning to get to classes."
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to look at here.
Oh, and then she says, "Oh, hold on a sec." Now that all you guys are here, and she kind of like her eyes kind of cross for a moment, and she's just quiet. And she's just kind of staring at you guys. It's
I
like,
was going to ask you about this in the car, but all right.
yeah, like a minute or so goes by, and she kind of shakes her head, and she's like, yeah, ooh, you guys are okay, but you've collected a little bit of interest."
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you to do that away from everybody else because I wanted to know, but I didn't want to know. It wasn't important to me or anything. I just
That's the attitude.
This would have been interesting to know.
No, it's
Sure,
you've
sure.
attracted interest. I mean, there's some. And she kind of just makes this kind of like hand wavy gesture around your head, Professor. It's like, yeah, you've been marked a little bit, like so, like there's eyes on you. I guess you can say casual interest.
I guess that's all right.
I look at him. I'm like, you got casual interest from a fertility god. You're gonna get pregnant. You're gonna get pregnant.
To a healthy 3-pound tumor.
If I live that long, that'll be great.
What you guys doing? Didn't you guys go out and do something else tonight? I mean, Chad here is tough. It's kind of evasive. Unless, do you remember?
It's kind of a little fuzzy, but I mean, we went to like this fertility ritual hoo-ha and a whole bunch of the
video.
You said hoo-ha.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
we
did
did.
actually get some video.
We got some clips of
Oh,
it.
yeah, lots
Yeah,
of video.
we'll scrub the film.
Oh, I don't think it'll really matter. Yeah, do what else you want with it.
Do you want to see it?
No. I'm dangerously close to being stuck. I I've got some history here. My dad's family, we're not Lees or Hoopers, but I mean, we've got a long line of family through here. Went away for a while, came back, and started doing some family history delving, and that led me to doing a lot of research. Well, I don't know how to say it other than I got like a spirit animal. I g- as best I can think of it. I mean, a cat adopted me, right? Just a stray cat came into the diner. I just took it in, and I would dream, and the cat would be in the dreams, and it would talk to me and tell me things, and it warned me um, about avoiding avoiding the attention of things that live in the dark woods here.
I'm by Lars, so I rolled a dirty 20 on a
Mhm.
knowledge.
Lars is
No,
in
no, Lars
jail.
is outside. He went to
Oh,
sleep
is
in
he
the
still
car.
okay? So a
Yeah.
dirty 19 on a knowledge occult paranormal.
Is the cat's name Dragon? That's what I want to know.
Is it a familiar?
It could be. I mean, with a roll on a knowledge skill, it doesn't tell you certainty. It just like
Right.
it might be a familiar.
Yeah.
Do you ask that though?
Yeah, it'll be like a familiar.
I was like, well, I mean, so my mother, from what Dad tells me, was a witch, or a wise woman.
Oh.
Her family, it's her family that was very old here, and she was. I mean, witch is kind of a weird. I mean, this is before there were a lot of drugs in the drugstores. People would come to her for natural remedies, and if they had problems with their livestock, she'd help them out, sort of thing.
As soon as she says her mother was a witch, the Metallica song is playing in my head. This new band that's been out for a little bit, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Dave Mustaine's going to go really far with them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what you have to do to get kicked out of Metallica for drinking too much, but
And she's like, yeah, so and I mean, it was a dream, but it felt really real, and I mean, it just frightened me, so I just stopped my research.
I see. Well, let's keep you from getting stuck. How about that? Let's just, these things happen. We'll move on.
Yeah. Wish I could do something to help the people that are stuck. They just I mean, nobody believes them, and I mean, they just keep trying to leave, and I think most of them are probably clinically insane at this point, and I mean, eventually they just go missing. I don't know. I don't know what to do for them.
Hmm.
You might not be able to do anything for them.
I mean, maybe not.
I think the important thing is to do what's best for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I just stopped doing that sort of thing, and just focusing on my studies. And when I graduate, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna probably maybe Tennessee, maybe West Virginia. I don't know. Just anywhere that needs somebody that's got multiple language skills, and I don't know. I was thinking about being an interpreter, but I don't really like. I don't like government work, but I don't know. There's lots of things I could do.
You could be a stewardess on an airline. You travel a lot.
No, that sounds boring.
Hmm.
I want to work with old things. I don't know. I just am really drawn to antiquity, history. It's just kind of my thing. Maybe I'll be a school teacher. And she kind of gives like a half smile. She's like, like Van Halen says though, like a hot one though. Yeah.
Yeah. High five.
So, anybody left behind, Dad? She's like, no, all clear. I'll check the lot. And yeah, he puts on a coat, grabs a flashlight, and goes out the door. Yeah. So if you guys did see anything tonight, I think you'll be, well, assuming you can remember anything come morning, I think you'll be interested to see how much it doesn't make a mark.
How much it doesn't make a
Mhm.
mark?
Yeah. Your friend Chad there was, I'm assuming he saw people, getting murdered or something. And I bet you anything tomorrow there's going to be in the papers about people just going missing, and there'll be nothing more said of it.
Well, I mean,
It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
Nothing
they've got that.
above the national rate of missing people.
Well, yeah, I hear there's got like an FBI office up in Aviation Hill right now, but I don't think they're really looking into the missing people. At least if they are, they're not really asking anyone about it. They were here a few times, and it just seemed like they were more interested in the biker gangs and the drugs coming through.
Know anything about that?
The prices are too high.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
they got a captive audience. They know what they're doing.
Well, pretty much. I mean, honestly, both the Lee and Hoopers cook up all kinds of stuff here. I mean, you can get stuff around town a lot cheaper than what the gangs are selling. You almost never see them through Bludworth Hollow. They're more up and down the interstate, Aviation Hill. I mean, I think they've got something going on at the high school. But honestly, I mean, if you know anybody in the Lee or Hooper clan, you can get anything you want.
Interesting.
Well, if I do get trapped here, maybe I know where I will be going for a job.
Allow me to give you my resume as you open your jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Look, I mean, I'm not always around, but you guys keep asking the same thing. If you're ever unsure, if you think that you're stuck, just get in the car and go down the interstate. You'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, when a
Yeah.
giant thing rips open our vehicle like a tin can and
Well, that happens. I don't know. I mean, that was kind of weird that it happened like that to you and you're not stuck. I mean, usually that stuff happens after you've been marked and you've been chosen. I guess I'll call it that.
well, you know,
I mean,
these-
if that sort of thing happened just to everybody that passed through on the interstate here, I mean, this would be a national thing. I mean, the FBI would descend in, huge numbers to figure out what's going on, but that's not how it happens.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's better than Bigfoot and the Mothman, am I right?
Oh, they're dicks.
Yes, they are. Thank you. Finally, someone understands me.
She kind of looks over to the professor. Is she being serious?
I don't know. Just play along.
All right. She rummages around, grabs a backpack, and she starts, wiping all the stage makeup off her face. And well, whenever you guys are ready, I mean, unless you had any other questions for me or anything, yeah, I mean, these little things is once a month.
Why are none of the why are none of the adults here?
Oh, they definitely know about it. I mean, why do you think they pay for this to happen?
All right, so why are none of the adults here?
Why would they need to be?
I would still want a release.
I think most of the adults that know about it are well beyond that. I mean, I can't prove anything, but honestly, I think this place. So the Lees and Hoopers are the ones that originally settled this place, and I think they're the ones that caused this to happen. Like, the land was here well before them, and the people that lived here at the time, they lived in harmony with whatever spirits are out in those woods. It didn't turn ugly until the Lee and Hoopers showed up. I think whatever is causing all this is because of them. Whether they know it or not, something happened between their families that caused all this.
Interesting.
It's not easy to poke into the history of this place, but from what little bit you can find out, they're like the Hatfields and McCoys. They've always been hateful to each other, although what the initial problem is, I haven't been able to find, but the history of Bludworth Hollow is just filled with misery upon misery, like bad luck through both families for decades.
Like a curse?
That's one way of putting it. But if it was a curse, they found some way to either end it or appease it, I guess, because place has been fairly prosperous in the last few decades. I mean, barring folks going missing.
That's a price that's paid.
Yeah, and it's almost never Lees or Hoopers. It's, well, as far as I know, it's never been a Lee or Hooper. It's always passerbys or people that are here that aren't connected to either family.
A sacrifice.
It could be, yeah.
Whether they mean it or not, I mean, that just might be part of it. You know, these things happen.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really, the Lees and Hoopers are all over town, or people that are married in. They're everywhere. But you know what you don't see? You don't even see any elderly Lees or Hoopers. I mean, they're there. The people that are really close to them would say, like, Mom and Pa just don't like to come out, but you never see them.
Maybe they don't ever really die, and they're just the same people recycled.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never been able to see a police report I don't remember ever seeing any kind of announcement in the papers about any of the Lees or Hoopers passing on.
I can look into that.
Are you sure you want to?
I mean, it's just wondering if they've died.
Well, I mean,
We're
there
here.
are plenty of Lees and Hoopers that have died.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I guess later generations, but none of the oldsters, nobody 50, 60 or older. I mean, they're always younger people in there. I mean, it's not been that long ago that I think it was Kyle Hooper got shot by that motorcycle gang over some drug dispute. That was in the papers.
The motorcycle gang shot a Hooper?
Yeah, it was some dispute over. Oh, I mean, it had to do with drugs. I just assumed that maybe they were taking some of Kyle's clients or something. I mean, I don't know, but it was in the papers. He was gunned down in the streets.
Oh, wow.
I think that's actually what got the FBI a branch or an office in Aviation Hill. Was that?
Because they killed a Hooper.
Well, because it got national airing. I mean, it was in the papers.
Yeah.
I'm not guessing much that happens around here gets national airtime.
I mean, not really. I mean, sometimes you ever see that? Who's that guy that played Mr. Spock in Star Trek? He's got that TV thing on about unnatural occurrences and stuff. They mentioned this. They mentioned the Appalachians having a higher than normal number of people going missing every year in the mountains here.
Yeah, in search of.
Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, Bludworth Hollow got a special on that because at the time is well, I guess that was right around the time that busload of kids went missing.
But that means all of our programming is worthless. Or well, not worth less, but it's already been put out by somebody as high profile as that.
I'd like to see what happens. Like honestly, people hear events like this, and like I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow with whatever happened to you guys. Like I want to see what ends up hitting the papers and such. It's not like there's a blackout of this area. Things do make it outside of here. It's just never enough to draw anyone's particular attention.
So what you're saying is, if something was blown up big enough to get national attention,
I don't know what happened. Hey, maybe your show will drive a lot of interest. Who knows? You guys got any good film?
we're working on it.
Look at what happened last night at the ritual, but
okay. Well, I would be interested in finding out. I'm wondering if the inverse of my theory would be a bonus. Like, if a lot of people paid a lot of attention to the place, would it stop being able to trap people because it's too much, like an overload?
I don't guess the supernatural likes publicity.
Well, it'd either be that or it'd be an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh, that it could be.
It might spread itself out further.
Yeah.
And spread its influence further.
Yeah.
Because you said that some people can still go to Aviation Hill, but others can't even leave Bludworth.
Yeah.
So that means there's an area.
Yeah, and the people that find that they can only go so far and their world becomes smaller and smaller are generally the ones that don't live long. Like they have strange accidents, or they just go missing.
Like that.
I guess.
Because her husband is missing.
Oh, you mean her boyfriend? She's not married.
Boyfriend. My mistake. It's been a long day.
He was kind of an asshole. I'm not sorry to see him gone.
No, not from what I've heard. No, me neither.
Anyway, we're gonna go. Oh, I think my dad's done. So, comes back and he's like, "Is that your Jeep out there?"
Yes.
All right. Well, all accounted for then. That's the only vehicle that's left. You got a friend passed out in the back.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking. All right, honey. Make sure you get to school. She's like, "Yep."
All right, let's go home.
Yeah.
You pile in. Sure enough, yours is the last car here. Who's driving?
I am.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a drive check. This would be pilot. I forget what it's called.
Okay, so that's a deep 20. I get a +4 on this roll.
Okay.
Is that counting the +1 from Lars being in the car?
No.
Lars is asleep, so no, you don't get the
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So +4 to this roll.
I only count if I'm actively in the scene and I'm not active. So
Okay. You do not avoid the car that stalled out on the road. And once again, You run your Jeep into another car. Unless you want to spend a point on that to re-roll it.
But you regenerate points at
Do
one
it.
position, so you always have one free point as such.
Well, you're also within 60 feet of me, so when you do a survival roll, you can get a plus or a -1 if you want. I don't know why you would want a -1 on a survival roll, but that is an option.
No. Okay, so this is another piloting roll?
Mhm.
You want to spend a point to re-roll it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You get a +1 from me. Oh.
All right. Yeah.
Or 11, I'm sorry.
All right. You ran into a Trans Am. Lights were off and it was parked horizontally across the road. Like you there's no way to miss it unless you happen to see it fast enough to stop. You run right into it. Luckily for you, this was just coming off of the gravel drive, so you weren't going that fast. So with the exception of Lars, since he's asleep, and his body will be everybody roll me a d6 and take that much damage except for Lars, who can roll a d4. Yeah, I will roll for
Ow.
Much as I get the worst. 3. Here's my points.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
All right, Sherry's thrown from the car. Did anybody else get a 4 or higher?
I did.
You're also thrown from the car.
Ah,
I think actually what probably happens is you hit hard enough that the hard shell top, since it was just kind of wired on because the car didn't line up exactly right, the top hard top just flew off, and anybody that rolled 4 points or more went flying from the car. So that's 4 points of damage. So yeah, Professor and Sherry went flying. Jameis wakes up. Lars wakes up as you take 3 points of damage as you went from the back seat to the front windshield. Bill, yeah, you just basically planted into the windshield, but you didn't get thrown from it. Same thing with fake news. Yeah.
Fake news.
Oh, and roll a d10 as well there, Chad. This is just to see how bad the Jeep came off. You weren't going too fast, so.
Well, if anyone can mess this up, I can.
Oh, not bad at all. The Jeeps, I said that he didn't put an actual bumper on it, that he just kind of just kind of strapped some stuff on. That actually keeps it from being more damaged. But yeah, you hit this Trans Am, and it somewhere towards the front of it, and it kind of wheels behind you, so you end up past the Trans Am, with the Trans Am kind of half on the road, half off the road behind you. But again, 2 of your passengers got thrown. I assume you have more than 4 hit points, Richard.
yes.
Okay.
I have more than 4 hit points, right?
Do we need to ask how much more?
What do you guys do?
What happened?
Try and pick myself up. And see who else got thrown out. How they're doing.
Yeah, you find Sherry. She's pretty banged up. She does not have a plethora of hit points.
You are muted again, but we have first aid kits.
I'm gonna give her first aid. Yeah.
Okay.
I have first aid as a skill. and
So
a-
you
That's
rush out.
why
You grab the
we have
first
a-
aid kit from the Jeep.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a. Is Lars awake now?
Yeah, Lars is definitely awake.
All right, so it's a +3.
If you have,
Boom.
I was going to say
And
have
what?
a bonus from me as well for helping.
Oh, do you? Okay. What do I add?
I believe it's just a +1.
Yeah. plus
Okay,
one.
so 13.
Sure, that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. Give me just a second. First aid. Okay, roll a d4.
Okay. Boop. 1.
Yeah. I mean, you help some.
Okay.
All right. How many ranks do you have in first aid? Do you just have the one rank, or did you boost it with a level?
It is a +2 skill,
Ooh.
so I think it's 1 rank.
Yeah. So yeah, you can only do that once. Then. Yep. Actually, no. That's if you're trying to do it after combat quickly. So it doesn't matter if you can take time. So if you want to go ahead and patch up the professor, you can do that as well.
Yeah, because I have an advanced first aid kit, so I don't know if that gives me any bonuses, but it does say advanced, so I'll do the professor as well.
I mean, I will help you by telling you, ow, that hurts, but I don't think I could provide a support bonus this time.
Right. You can't
Okay.
do it if you're if she's working on you.
Well, I rolled a 22.
Okay. So yeah, D4 of hit points back.
4.
There you
Oh,
go.
him you give 4 points to, but Sherry not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know why.
I
Well,
give
why waste
Sherry
it on an NPC?
I give Sherry a Hello Kitty Band-Aid and a kiss on her boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
1 HP.
I was trying to put myself under the car. What hit us?
A Trans Am.
Is there anybody in the Trans Am?
I want to get out and look. I mean,
Yeah.
the lights weren't on.
I mean, I'm, I may be a drunk and a goof, but I'm not like a evil person. Yeah, I want to check and make sure they're okay once I see the people in our vehicle.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure PCs are evil people by default.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So you get out. I assume you have a flashlight or something. You look in through the tinted windows. There's nobody in the driver's seat or passenger side. Someone is in the back seat. Looks like they were asleep when you hit, and they're still breathing. It looks like they're probably not asleep, but they might be comatose from a drunken stupor, as there's a lot of vomit in the behind the seat where their head was lolling. She's probably about 19 to 21, somewhere in that age, college aged. But no driver, no passenger.
But there's people in the back.
There's a person in the back. Yep.
Does that person look okay? Are they breathing?
Yeah, but they're still out of it.
Did you manage to hit a not moving car, Chad?
That is your surmise, as there is no headlights on and the car was not running.
What do we do? Should we just go?
If we put our hand on the bonnet, is it warm?
Yes.
Okay, so they didn't leave that long ago. And it doesn't look like there's nothing on the road which indicates they skidded out or anything, right?
Nope.
I'm trying to try the door of the car and see if it's locked or unlocked.
Unlocked.
Oh.
Both sides.
Well, still feeling a bit woozy.
Keys are gone too. Yeah. Keys are not in the ignition. Keys are gone.
I check on it. I actually also have first aid skill, so I can check on here and make sure somehow that she just makes, or please put her in a better position that she's not going to.
All right. We'll go ahead and roll it.
I'll assist.
Yeah, you can get an assist from both of them if you want.
18.
Okay. She only took a point of damage. So yeah. But she, very drunk. May have some alcohol poisoning, but she's not been damaged from the damaged much from the collision.
Thinking more positioning here that if she throws up, she won't be swallowing her own vomit or anything.
Oh, look, there's already plenty of that in the floorboard.
Yeah.
I mean, can we push this car off to the side?
It's mostly off the road already. You can push it the rest of the way off the road.
Somehow, I don't know how Chad managed to crash into it, but he was quite as effort apparently.
I mean, if we do push the car off to the side, I don't particularly want to leave this drunk person here. We can take her back to our hotel. We've got plenty of rooms.
Yeah, she doesn't even have the keys to the car, so we should just take her back to the hotel.
Do it.
Try and
Can we
find the
leave a
people
note?
here.
You guys hear the sound of sounds like some machinery out in the woods and somebody yelling. Sound of someone running through the woods, coming in your direction.
Yelling.
Sounds like revving of like a small engine. That's
Chainsaw
what you hear.
or something being chased by. Yeah, sure. I wonder what. Well, let's transfer. Let's pick up another driver.
Let the kidnapping begin.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the preppy looking guys breaks through the forest. He's got his leather jacket on from some high school sport, and he's looking crazed. His pants are kind of down around his waist, like maybe he was out there urinating or something. He runs into the group of you guys. I assume your Jeep's headlight's still on. He's like,
Yeah.
"It's got Troy! Oh God, it's got Troy!" And
What
you
has
guys-
Troy?
you hear screaming in the back and the sound of the engine boom, 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 revving up again, and then the
everybody in
screams
the-
stop.
Everybody in the Jeep. Everybody in the Jeep. Everybody in the Jeep. Go, go, go.
But it's got Troy.
Don't care. Get in the fucking Jeep. These things happen. Just a typical Friday night. Let's go.
Don't worry about it. You're stronger for this.
He's
Yeah.
hold on. Mary's in the back seat, and I got to get something out of the glove compartment. He kind of runs over to the
Got
Trans
married,
Am.
don't we?
We did
Mary
grab
pulled her out.
Mary.
We helped. Yeah, we pulled her out. We're hoisting her into the Jeep.
All right, well, yeah, he runs over to the Jeep after grabbing something out of the glove compartment. He's kind of put it inside of his coat. He's got
Gotta
his
get the
hand in,
evidence.
he's got his hand in there. He's like, oh, all right. Go.
Yep. Load everyone up. We go. All right. Go, Bill. Go.
I go.
Okay.
Make sure we got Sherry back in as well. We don't
Yep.
swap
Yeah.
out.
She's since you only gave her 1 hit point back, she's that's gonna leave a
Yeah, I'm-
scar.
Down as well.
Okay. You go, and she looks over. It's like, Ty? It's like, oh, hey, Sherry. It was a man pig. Came out of the forest with a chainsaw. We're just taking a whiz, and he got Troy.
Was it Man Bear Pig?
It was just this big man. He had the head of a pig, and we're just taking a whiz out of there, and suddenly this chainsaw blade just out of nowhere, and just I ran. He ran.
Does he look like the background image on our thing that people at home can't see?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, we'll go to the police station when we get back in town.
Sure.
Okay.
If you guys say, well, let's not be too hasty about things.
When she says you're going to go to the police station when you get back town, he's like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
See, the hardtop's gone, so you guys are kind of in. So like he throws something into the woods as you guys drive on.
Yep. Coke, ketamine, MDMA.
I don't know who's in the back with him.
Most of us, I think, because it's not that big up front.
Well, there'll be 2 in the front, the driver and then the passenger. So I guess anyone else in the back can go ahead and make me a spot check, see if you caught what he threw.
Oh, I think I know what he threw. I don't know which exact brand of drugs, but no, I don't.
Am
See,
I
like,
in the
that's
front or is Sherry in the front?
Probably Sherry's in the front.
Okay, then
Give her
I
a
will
seat to herself.
roll. That is a 9.
Yeah. Unless the professor gets at least a
Nah,
10. Nope. Nobody saw what he tossed.
The
Are you
evidence is
guys
everywhere.
pull into town? Are you gonna just park out in front of the police station?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah, they hop out. Sherry's still bleeding. Takes him into the police station. What are you guys doing?
Not going into the police station.
I will, because that hot deputy might be there.
Fair enough. It's not. It's
Damn it.
it's a younger guy. Look, it has some family resemblance to hot law enforcement guy, but it looks like he got the genetic short stick and doesn't have all the features. All the features. A resemblance. You see the movie Twins with Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger? All right, and the kind of preppy guys just starts spewing out his story. He's like, we just pulled over to take a whiz, and this man pig came out. He had a chainsaw. I ran. Troy ran. Oh my God! Did you hear the screaming? I think it got Troy. There's definitely alcohol in his breath, and he looks over to Sherry. Sherry again is kind of not in a she's got road rash on her face. And she does smell of alcohol as well. And she's like, look, we found their car on the side of the road. She doesn't say you hit the car. She found the car on the side of the road. And
the car wasn't counted.
All right. I don't guess this can wait till morning then. Oh, man, Debbie's not going to like this. He goes over to the phone. Starts calling, and then you can hear somebody yelling on the other. I know it's 3:00 in the morning, sir, but we got a problem.
Oof. Rough night.
Mm-hmm. Sherry's like, hey, Gil, can I go? I've got class in the morning. I gotta take care of this and get some sleep. She's like, yeah, you're gonna be over at the hotel. Yeah. Anybody else witness this? Fake, you're the only one that's in there, as far as I know.
I mean, we came across the car. We found the girl passed out in the car, and the kid came running out with his pants around his ankles, running from what sounded like, I don't know, an engine revving like a chainsaw or something. I don't know. I didn't see anything, but we weren't gonna ask questions with this kid freaking out, running out of the woods, so we got out of there.
Oh man, wait! You said you got somebody else?
Yeah, there's a girl in the Jeep.
Oh crap! Is she injured? Man, I gotta get. Oh my gosh!
She just had a little too much to drink, I think, from that party that the kids all go to.
All right. I'll call Katie anyway. Man, this town's gone to shit since we lost our doc. Starts dialing. Hey, Katie, yeah, look, we got an injured girl over here. Would you mind coming out and taking a look? I know, but they're down an ambulance. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get her to Aviation Hill. Can you just come? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and whose fault is it about the ambulance? Who wanted to get taken to Aviation Hill?
Because that's always a good ride. All right.
Wonderful.
You guys are all staying at the hotel, right? If I need to ask any questions, just go home. We'll man, see if we can get a search party together, I guess.
Thank you, officer.
All right. Well, actually, help me with the lady. I've got the vet coming. It's the closest thing we got to a dock in this town right now. So, yeah, just lay her on the couch there. All right. Whew. Yeah, she does smell like she's had some alcohol tonight. All right, good enough. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Sherry. He lets you go, and he's just making a whole bunch of rounds of phone calls. It looks like he's waking people up. It's like, yeah, well, look, I got another lost teen in the woods. It just happened. How long ago? Sherry yells before you guys are leaving. It's like not more than 20 minutes. 20 minutes ago. Yeah, so he's waking people up to get a search party together. Meanwhile, what are you guys doing?
I'm just hanging out by the car and
Okay.
trying not to be noticed by the police.
All right. Well, the police station is just across the road, so there's a bunch of your camera gear and everything back here. If you wanted to start unloading all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get home and go to sleep, I think is.
Yep.
Yep.
Sherry says, "Look, I got a ride coming in 4 hours. I'm gonna just go shower up, and if I don't see you in the morning, good luck."
Yeah, good luck.
Mm,
Remember, these things happen.
Yep. She actually lets you guys in through like the dining area, and she goes behind the counter and grabs a key just at random and just goes and takes a room.
Mm.
Perks of working there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing now?
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all battered and bruised.
Okay.
Something I want to do just before is write a note just to say watch video. So that
Okay.
in the morning.
Oh yeah, watch video.
If
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
anything on there or not. In case I don't remember in the morning that, we recorded something on the video.
I'm gonna double check all my locks and shuffle them around and lock them again, and then go to bed.
Yep.
Okay. Well, next morning, everybody. Well, Lars, you don't remember much of anything of the night before. All you remember was you filmed, the drama clubs thing. Something went wrong. You vaguely remember, but you don't remember anything else. You remember the whole thing at the rave and the accident afterwards, just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else remembers that stuff happened, but it's really, no detail.
Hmm.
All right, time to learn some details according to my note here.
Okay.
I watched the video again. To see what's...
All right, I guess you go to the video bay, Lars. You want to spool it up to see what kind of film you got, some footage.
Yep.
All right, I want you to go ahead and roll to see how good the filming was, actually.
Okay. There's various
lens cap on
bonuses and
again.
stuff
Why
I
do we
get.
keep hiring him?
Yeah.
There's various bonuses and stuff I get from doing filming and
Yes,
that,
you
but I
do.
can't remember what they are. I'm just going to roll and we'll
Yep.
care about what the
If the
numbers
roll
are.
itself is a 12.
It's not great. 6.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6
All right,
plus
hold on.
whatever my bonuses are.
I think you're fine because you get, let's see, from filmmaking specifically,
I get like a plus
you add your
4
int
bonus.
and wisdom bonuses together. So what does that give you with int and wisdom?
That negates my wisdom.
Okay, so no bonuses there. And you're what? You guys are 3rd level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use
I
a
do have a lot of
survival.
knowledge film. Okay, I could use a survival point.
Yeah.
So it's going to come off your filmmaking ability, and you don't get another bonus until further down. So unless you have an int or wisdom bonus, the roll is the roll.
I'll spend a point to do it.
Oh wait, your knowledge film may also apply. So yes, how many points do you have in knowledge film?
4.
Okay, that would make it a
One
10.
bonus.
Still not quite enough.
I'll re-roll.
You want
See
to go
if I can do
re-roll?
it.
Okay.
Are we all there
Yes,
watching this?
I
Okay,
imagine
so you get a +1 to your survival roll.
Okay, so it's plus 5 in total. Oh, that's worse. No, that's worse.
Wow.
That's with the bonuses added in. That's worse.
Oh, that's with all the bonuses added in.
yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
it's not at
you
all.
have film. It's really blurry and really shaky. You did capture, like, you can hear people screaming in the background. You can see like the ground moving, like there was an earthquake. There's a lot of smoke. Everything. You definitely got the film of stuff happening.
I wasn't used to these new beta cameras. I didn't quite set it up properly. The filters were off.
You got a great shot of the professor having someone paint something on his forehead.
Woo! Professor, yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that happening. Yep.
Yep. Caught a bunch of screaming in the background, but visually, a lot of impressions of stuff. But yeah.
This is anything that's going to help us survive as me rolling badly, does it? Produce no evidence so we can get away fine.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for your show, it's not bad footage to to present the mystery, for instance. But yeah, it's about as good as the pictures of the Loch Ness monster, or very.
Hey, that blurry log is very important.
Yeah. Yep. But what you did capture was you did capture some of the faces of the students. You got like a fairly good count of how many students were out there. So, I mean, as far as evidence goes for people missing, it's not bad for that, but you certainly can't tell what happened to them.
Which is probably good.
Can you get them to do it again?
Can you get them to do it again? Look, I know you lost the entire drama department, but
But I really need to get some good footage here, and that just wasn't it. So need some bit of B-roll. Can we just take it again? Yeah, from the top.
Great, that's what you got. Obviously, something happened, but.
I mean, we can do something with this, obviously. Yeah, we're all, I mean, and it kind of matches up with what I remember, so I guess it's all right. I don't know.
Look, I can put something together on speaking to someone, but I just didn't get the shots properly done. There's not much I can do with it. We'll do what we can do.
And he's smoking a cigarette and just looking at the film going, yeah. But this would look really good on a fade in. And he's kind of describing how the scene would look on the show. Okay. At some point, I guess you guys shower up and go downstairs. And as you do so, to get some food, etc., the deputy is coming in. He's looking a little haggard because he's been up all night into the morning. He's like, oh, great. I need to talk to you guys real quick to see if you can shed any more light on this. We had a missing teen last night. Well, mostly missing anyway.
Oh, you found some of him?
We found a foot.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it was cut off with a chainsaw.
That matches up with what I thought I heard. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of chainsaw wielding maniacs in the town, deputy.
Well, there's a lot of folks that use chainsaws around here. I mean, we got a Hooper farm. I forget which one of the Hoopers it is. I think it's Thomas Hooper's farm's close to there. I was gonna send some people out to see if they saw anything, heard anything, or maybe the boy made it to their cabin. I don't know yet. We're kind of stretched thin. Found his foot in the shoe still. Yeah. I don't think he made it. That was a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood. Anything to add? I understand that, we found his car. It looks like somebody collided with the car at sometime along the way. It's pushed off the road. Was that you guys?
We definitely moved it out of the road.
Yeah.
We didn't want anybody to hit it again.
Yeah.
All right, so the story was, as best we can tell, they pulled over, took a whiz. Some pig man went after them. That's what I got here.
Mhm.
All right, well,
One kid said.
okay, all right.
I mean, guys in big masks.
Dinah's fine. She's in the hospital. A little bit of alcohol poisoning. She doesn't remember a thing. She just remembers being at the party. I don't know why we let that go on, but yeah.
It's
Okay.
good for kids to have, their childhood.
I guess. Not my choice to let it go on, though. I mean, it's underage drinking for sure, and I know they got drugs going on there, but
Well, I'm sure, when you and I were that age, I bet,
I didn't have my first beer till I was 21, ma'am.
Really?
Congratulations.
Wow, goody boy. I like that.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything to add, I guess we'll go see talk to Thomas and his family, see if they saw anything. All right. Sherry's already left for school. Looks like she's on my list to talk to. Just looking through there. All right. All right. Good enough. Nothing to add. All right. No, I'll take that to go flow. Yeah, just my usual. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
just gonna sit down, have
Well,
coffee and oatmeal.
We are not the kind of PCs that actively get involved in crimes and investigations, unlike some games we've played.
Yep. So you happen to as normal, you guys, well, especially after last night, you're not rolling out of bed early.
I was going to say
And
it's got to be at least midday.
yeah, there's a paper on the
Anything.
table if you want to look at it, and it says local college students. Bigfoot sighting from local college students. 4 missing.
How
So
did they
yeah,
even get this story?
there's a paper that's got some blurry shots, much similar to what you guys got on video, but some of them actually show like forms of something that are running through the camp. It's like so there's 4 people missing.
How did they get this story?
Only 4?
Well, that's what
Only
they
4.
said. Maybe some of the others have already left. Or,
Yeah, so your
were going home for the
your
weekend or
remembrance
something.
of how many people were like just destroyed in that is shaky at best. Like you remember more than 4, but you couldn't say exactly.
Yeah, I could swear it was more than that.
Yep. So what
We actually cared about. We're still just like, yeah, Ted, who
what
cares
all
about?
of you other than Lars, but all the rest of you look at the photograph of Bigfoot and you remember the trees coming alive because that's what you see in the picture.
Oh.
It's a vaguely man-like shape, but then you guys remember, oh no, it was the trees. And you're kind of filling in the form in your mind that, oh no, that was a tree.
But who got this picture then?
Why aren't they our video person?
Yeah, they had people there videoing too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought we collected it all up because they were all dead.
No, you guys didn't stick around. Like you guys left.
No, we got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
our cameras and we dipped.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we also picked up the others. All right, okay.
No, we just had our cameras. That's all we got.
All right.
I made sure about that.
No.
Does anybody read through the whole paper or just looking at does anybody actually go through the paper?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Page 3 is a write-up of Bob Hastings winning a $100,000 grant for his the ARCS Club and their research.
There's the fertility. I look at Professor. I don't think you're going to get pregnant anymore.
Can't win them all.
You
should buy a lotto ticket.
Sure. Do they do a local one? think I'll wander on out and find one.
I don't remember if that was big in the 80s, whether or not the scratchers were a thing yet.
I don't know.
I think the lotteries that were televised were a big thing where you could go and buy a lotto ticket, but yeah. I don't know. You just got to find a high stakes blackjack game somewhere and see Professor.
Or a one-armed bandit or whatever. There's got to be some of them somewhere around. They were big in the 80s. Russian roulette? Thing somewhere in town?
Sounds like you got to go talk to a motorcycle gang. That sounds right up your alley about now. All right, we're over time. Man, this was just a lot of moving around tonight. I threw something at you. I threw a couple things at you, but that's okay. That's okay. You got some footage for your show, so you did make some points towards putting a show together. Lars has no idea what everybody's so upset about. Something happened, sure. No big deal. Yeah, there we go. So what's going on this week, guys? Jameis, what do you got going on?
I just got my blog as usual. I'm actually remembering to post stuff there slowly. There's some big movies that have just sort of been released one way or the other, so I'll probably have a look at those.
Cool. All right. Dion, how about you?
Well, when I'm not playing TTRPGs with all my super cool, awesome friends, that's you guys, you can find me at my channel, Substances Used, where I play retro JRPGs and some newer JRPGs, and I do a lot of GTA 5 roleplay. Ferran has become the mayor.
Ooh.
So that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting role-playing arcs going on in the server right now with that. So definitely check out those streams. They're pretty funny at the moment. And otherwise, we're playing Octopath Traveler, which is really good for like a newer JRPG. Like really good.
Cool. Longshot GM in the chat is saying that the 80s was his decade, and he does remember lots of single company lottos. It's like the 80s was my decade too, but I lived in a small town at the time, and I don't think I ever saw a scratcher anywhere. I remember the lotto draw that would happen like every week. They do a draw with the little ping pong balls coming up, but that's all I remember. All right, Richard, tell us all about the channel with no vowels.
Yes, you can watch me play video games here on Twitch at LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now.
Limited time offer! No vowels!
Yeah, we're still working on that whole barbershop quartet.
Sorry.
Yes, it's just not working out. I don't have a link for Bill because I don't know if he is streaming his stuff, but tell us what you're doing, Bill.
Well, not streaming yet. I am starting up a One Ring 2nd edition game. After I get used to that a little bit, I may start streaming.
Cool.
But other than that, I'm going to be running some stuff soon to be announced at Frog God Games. I'll let you know more when I do.
Cool. Okay. Well, if you found us, you know where we are. But go to BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com, and all the social media links are there. You can get our Discord channel there and all the other things, including a lot of years. I'm just going to say a lot now. A lot of years of podcast, just as silly as this one. Yeah, so check that out. Coming up this week, we got some Cyberpunk Red happening this Saturday. And Sunday, I'm probably going to do some more play testing. So check out the channel then. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.